in my music, forget the day, and dream of a girl I used to know. I close my eyes and she slipped away.
This is your WITN Morning News Update on 103.7 WTIB and 94.1 WNBU.
Good morning, everyone. It is currently 7:05, 38 degrees in Greenville. I'm Billy Weaver, and this is a look at your WITN News headlines. Today is the day that the Electoral College formally votes to make Donald Trump the next president of the United States. And while that's going on, anti-Trump forces plan to protest in the state capitals. Presidential electors for North Carolina will meet in Raleigh's antebellum Capitol building at noon today to pledge the state's 15 electoral votes to Republican Donald Trump. It's part of the formal process to choose the next president based upon state-by-state voting results. Last month's popular vote determined that electors nominated the North Carolina Republican Party will cast the official ballots for the state. The electorals hail from Hampstead to Hickory. The same process will happen in all states today. Republican electors say they've been swamped with emails, phone calls, and letters urging them not to support Donald Trump. A town with tremendous historical significance and a history of tremendous flooding has a big decision to make. Should they let the federal government buy out homes so people can move to drier land? Many homeowners in historic Princeville could be eligible for federal government to buy out their flood-damaged properties, but under federal rules, the town council will decide on that issue. Hundreds of homes were damaged when Hurricane Matthew struck in October. The town suffered similar damage from Hurricane Floyd back in 1999. Mayor Bobby Jones says he opposes buyouts because they would erode Princeville's small tax base. Any acquired property can't be developed again. That hurts the town's bottom line. After Hurricane Floyd, city officials rejected a buyout and opted to keep the town intact. Several crews worked together to get an unconscious elderly man off of his boat and into a hospital. A Hatteras Island rescue crew found an 80-year-old man about 8 miles northeast of Hatteras Island shortly before 8:30 Sunday morning. His 18-foot boat was floating, but it was not being steered. Crews found the man unconscious but breathing, and he was taken to Avon Harbor. Dare County EMS took the man to Avon Medical Center and a Jayhawk helicopter, then flew him to Centera Hospital in Norfolk. Family members of the man notified authorities that he hadn't returned home after boating in the Pamlico Sound. His current condition has not yet been released. And we're watching for the first court appearance this morning of a suspected bank robber, 51-year-old David Gay. Greenville police say he is charged with robbery with a dangerous weapon. He was also served with multiple warrants out of Virginia with extradition. Gay is accused of robbing the First Citizens Bank on South Memorial Drive last Monday. Greenville police say Gay was arrested Saturday at his home on Ivy Road in Winterville. An anonymous caller reportedly recognized Gay after seeing pictures of him circulating through the news. He's being held at the Pitt County Detention Center under a $1 million bond. It is currently 7:07, 38 degrees in Greenville. I'm Billy Weaver, and that's a look at your WITN News headlines.
Eastern Carolina weather.
Cloudy, cold, and wet for your Monday. Off and on showers throughout the day with highs in the upper 30s. For tonight, mostly cloudy skies with showers turning more sporadic throughout the night. Lows near freezing with a very cold wind tonight. Tonight, lows around 33 degrees. For your Wednesday, looking at a high of 49 with lows around 40. And for your Thursday, partly sunny skies with a high of 63 degrees and lows in the mid-40s. Right now, 38 degrees in Greenville, 40 in New Bern. Talk of the Town Monday, Christmas week on 103.7 WTIB and 94.1 WNBU.
Eastern North Carolina's truck headquarters is
East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep. We have over 100 new Rams in stock. That's the largest in Eastern North Carolina.
If you're in the market for a new truck, now is the time. It's the Black Friday sales event now through November 30th. Buy now and get 20% off MSRP on select new Ram trucks.
East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep. Across from the Cracker Barrel in Greenville.
Every wireless provider has towers in the city, but US Cellular put towers in places the other guys didn't. So you can video chat at your secret fishing spot or stream way out here. Because US Cellular thinks you deserve a signal that works wherever you are. US Cellular. A stronger signal in the middle of anywhere.
Visit Real Wireless, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent in Ahoskie, Williamston, and Windsor for the best deals in wireless and great service on a network that works in the middle of anywhere.
I'm Matthew Sessoms, General Manager at Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We're planning on breaking sales records this month because the end of the year means huge savings for you. Our customers are very important to us, and we are striving to be Eastern North Carolina's best in sales and service. Stop in and see us at our Black Friday event. Get 20% off select new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks at the all-new Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and WashingtonChrysler.com.
That's a tough shot.
You're right. Can't bear to look. This must be what Luke Kuechly feels like when he takes the field.
Man, this is what Kevin must have felt like when he switched that game winner.
Look for limited edition Pepsi Panthers cans and packaging in stores now. Pepsi, official soft drink of the Carolina Panthers.
My prescription refills.
My sunshot records.
My doctor's appointments.
My lab results.
My parents' care.
My chart.
Vidant My Chart.
Vidant My Chart is the secure online patient portal that lets you manage your health your way. Visit VidantMyChart.com or call 1-855-MY-VIDANT to learn how you can sign up.
Top Dog Academy is Eastern North Carolina's complete dog training facility. Top Dog provides an excellent environment for dogs of all ages with training services and work week daycare. Top Dog is located on Highway 43 South, just 4 miles from Bells Fork, and features a comfortable, healthy environment and a spacious facility for daycare and a brand new, beautiful facility for training. Call 752-8215 or visit TopDogOnline.com.
Come on out Highway 43 South to Top Dog Academy.
Welcome into Talk of the Town with Henry Hinton.
Everyone, why are we all standing around? Let's go.
News, weather, sports, and of course, all the local info you need to start your day.
You read my news!
This is Talk of the Town with Henry Hinton.
Please tell me this is some kind of sick, tasteless joke.
On 103.7 WTIB, 94.1 WNBU, Cable 7 in Greenville, and now listen or watch live at WTIBFM.com. Now here's your host for Talk of the Town.
I thought you were kidding!
Henry Hinton.
Hey, welcome in, everybody. It's Monday morning. Nice to have you here. Today is December 19th. 6 more shopping days until Christmas, if you haven't gotten, including today, by the way. If you hadn't gotten it done now, prepare yourselves for battle when you try to find a parking space at the mall, because that's what it's going to be like. 13 after 7 o'clock, it is drizzling rain outside our studios here in Greenville this morning, and it's very chilly. We're starting off the day at 38, but McGee, the weather forecast says that we're only going to have a high of 37. Now explain that to me.
Well,
means the temperature is going to continue to drop. I guess
drop a little bit. Yep. As that
Trent
rain moves
McGee is here this morning. Lots of sports to talk about. We have Panthers tonight and high school football over the weekend, and so you'll have all that for us coming up.
Got it all.
And Billy Weaver is here this morning. Matt Engelbrecht, normally here on Monday mornings, went to the Chicago Bears game yesterday.
One of the coldest games ever in Chicago.
It was like 4 degrees at kickoff, I think.
Yeah.
So Matt is not here, so Billy is switching days. Good to see you, Billy Weaver.
Good to see you. While it was 70 degrees here, and now it's 38.
I know. I went to church. We went to have breakfast with Santa. Brunch with Santa at Greenville Country Club, which was great, by the way.
Did he have his Bermuda shorts on?
No, but I went and put mine on after that and went and played golf.
It was a great day for
It was a great day for golf. It got a little windy, but, it was good when the wind was behind me. I got a little extra distance.
Mm-hmm.
So it was actually a very nice day, but, just as predicted, the temperatures dropped overnight last night, and now we're back in the 30s again. So when you wake up this morning, it's going to be chilly. My Edenton boys couldn't pull it off over the weekend.
No, they were into a really good read.
I got a text from the sheriff up there that said that Edenton was way undersized compared to Reidsville. So Edenton comes in as the state runner-up Rocky Mount didn't win either.
No, none of our area teams that we cover on WITN.
Plymouth didn't win either.
No, Plymouth
they lost on a blocked extra point. Is that right?
It was 15-14. Yeah, that was
something on a kick. I didn't see all the details. But
I can't remember exactly how that transpired.
I knew that Rocky Mount lost because one of the kids that played for who beat Rocky Mount?
South Point.
South Point, which is out in the western part of the state somewhere. One of the kids who's one of the stars of that team, his mother used to work for our company, and his grandfather was General Meade. This kid's name is Max Meade. He plays for South Point.
South Point or Rocky Mount?
South Point.
Oh, okay.
He plays for the team that won the state championship that beat Rocky Mount.
Gotcha.
But I saw on the Facebook yesterday that he had a big run back, almost scored on a kickoff, and Patrick Johnson was doing the play-by-play. It was really interesting. They put the play-by-play on Facebook. And but anyway, this kid is the grandson of General Meade, who used to be over the entire wing, Cherry Point, Fort Bragg. I mean, not Fort Bragg, Camp Lejeune. He was over the entire Eastern North Carolina wing of the Marine Corps. And his mother worked for us, who was General Meade's daughter-in-law. So it's kind of cool to see that, but I was sorry to see Rocky Mount lose.
In Plymouth, actually, Murphy scored
to
make it 14-13.
Oh, that's right. They went for a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, because Plymouth was called penalty. They were called for encroachment twice.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it was.
And so they elected not to kick the extra point and
Instead
go
they
for
went
two.
for two. That's
and
what
they
it
got
was.
it.
Yeah, I saw that.
Tough way to lose
Yeah.
for the Vikings.
Wow. Tough loss.
Yep.
Tough loss. Who do the Panthers have tonight?
Redskins, baby.
Josh Norman.
Oh, Panthers. Oh, Josh Norman. That's going to be interesting. How long will it be before Josh Norman starts fighting somebody? He'll probably fight Kelvin Benjamin or somebody like that.
No, he won't fight anybody on the Panthers.
Yes, he will.
I bet you $100.
I'll bet you.
I'll bet you. Well, so lunch.
All
right. He will not.
Now let's.
He will not.
Now wait a minute.
Now, how are we going to determine
we
this?
have to define.
Now I'm enticed
fight.
to watch the game.
We
you
have
guys
to
have a bet.
define fight.
Now he will always talk. Always talk.
I'm saying,
but he won't get into any kind of scuffle or anything like he did with Odell Beckham Jr. or with
I don't know.
Des Bryant or any of those. It's
I
not going to happen.
I think he's got a bone to pick with the Panthers. He's still mad they didn't put the franchise tag on him.
Well, yeah, but he felt slighted by the Panthers. But
yes, he did.
But
and you know what? As it turns out, that was a terrible mistake the Panthers front office made.
And it was, but he has nothing. He has nothing against the players like the receivers, like Kelvin Benjamin and guys like that. So
Yeah.
no, I don't.
You know,
foresee that happening.
it really is curious that they let him go, isn't it? It's curious that they didn't do whatever they had to do to keep him, because he had one heck of a year last year.
Yeah.
How's he doing with the Redskins? I mean, he's
doing good.
Yeah.
He's just doing good though. He's not doing great. I saw he got burned the other day for a touchdown. I'm trying to remember what game that was, but
everybody
anyway.
goes right at him. That's for sure.
Well, yeah. So you and I have a lunch bet that there's going to be at least. I'm not talking about like a rolling on the ground fight. I'm talking about
but there has to be a penalty.
Like pushing or penalty.
And it has to be a penalty, not because of a pass interference or anything, but it has to be kind of a dead ball penalty where the guys kind of get into a little stuff.
Wait a minute. Now, I mean, what if they get into it and the officials decide not to throw the flag because both of them are guilty?
Well, if they're both guilty, they'll throw offsetting penalties. It will be a flag. There has to be a flag thrown. It's not a scuffle.
I
There's not
don't like the criteria, but I'm willing to go along with it. I'm willing to go along with this bet.
Don't you agree that there has to be a flag if there's going to be some sort of scuffle?
No, because they do it all the time with no flags.
But that would help decipher.
Let's say
how about
the winner?
We'll let Trent be the referee.
How about if we do this? We'll let John Gruden be the referee. If they show a replay and Gruden makes a comment about them getting too chippy.
Okay. All right. That'll work.
This has gotten complicated.
Now I got to stay up and watch the whole doggone ball game. I don't know if I can stay up that late. I might have to DVR it just for proof, for proof purposes.
Oh, I'll be watching. I'll watch from.
By the way, if you're listening on the radio tonight, the game will be. We're moving the game. You know, Eastern North Carolina's home for the Panthers is right here, 103.7, but we have conflicting contractual obligations tonight. Duke is playing tonight, and that pregame starts at 6. And who are they playing tonight?
Tennessee State.
Oh, my God. We had to move the game for the Duke-Tennessee State game? Well, the way our contracts read, Duke gets first right of refusal on the 100,000 water. So we've got and guess what? Duke pays us a lot more.
Duke game will be done before kickoff, won't it?
No.
What time's the
It'll
Duke
be
game
close.
start? It should be close.
It'll be close.
It's
well,
not 8:30.
Yeah, but they do a 16-hour post game show.
It's post game because the game will be over by the time kickoff happens.
Well, so anyway, Duke will be on 103.7 tonight, and
Jefferson.
The Panthers and the Redskins will be on. That's an inside joke, but it is funny. The Panthers will be on 94.3 The Game tonight, so tune in to 94.3 The Game, and you'll be able to hear the Panthers and the Redskins tonight. All right, 20 after 7. I want to promote my 8:30 guest this morning because we have. First of all, let me say thank you to everyone who participated in Operation Santa Claus. Did you see the pictures on Facebook of the number of toys that were donated during Operation Santa Claus?
Yeah,
it was unbelievable. And the number of people that came out to 400 St. Andrews Friday morning. Just unprecedented, off the scale. People were bringing us checks for the Salvation Army. They were bringing coats for kids. They were bringing toys. We had 5. Michael, wasn't it 5 different people bring bicycles on Friday morning? Say it again. I couldn't hear you. Looks like a bicycle lot. We had 5 bicycles. I mean, it's just terrific. Thank you. You know, we ask you folks to participate. And you did. We appreciate our listeners so much for participating. That was fantastic. But so we had a great show on Friday morning at 400 St. Andrews. Admiral Alvarado was there. She spoke at the graduation. I actually did a little welcome and intro from the University of North Carolina system. And so one of the things that I learned when I was in the procession line, we were getting ready to come into the Coliseum, is that my friend Jim Bearden, who, of course, has been in the School of Business at ECU for many years. I'll tell you how many in a minute. But Dr. Bearden is retiring after 57 years at ECU.
Wow.
Jim Bearden has been at ECU for 57 years. Now, you know, I got to talking to him about that, and I thought, you know, it would be unfair not to share his experiences with my audience. So Jim Bearden's coming in this morning, Dr. Jim Bearden, who is retiring after 57 years. He started the BB&T Business Center at ECU, and has been a huge part of the growth of ECU in that realm of programming at ECU. And look, he was there. He can talk about when John Kennedy came to campus. He can talk about the early days of Leo Jenkins. He can talk about the growth. He can talk about the fight over the medical school and all that. Don't you think that's going to be interesting?
Yeah, indeed.
Jim Bearden this morning at 8:30. And by the way, Dr. Bearden is a fascinating guy. I've been friends with Dr. Bearden and we've been to the same church for I don't know how many years, 30 years. And so, you know, it's going to be, I'm really excited about that. So make sure you're with us at 8:30 this morning. Dr. Jim Bearden will talk about his 57 years at ECU and what he has seen happen to this incredible university campus here. And I'm especially interested to hear him talk about the Leo Jenkins Day. He and Leo are very close, by the way. And so, you know, that's going to be a lot of fun this morning at 8:30. Let's see what else we have. We have a laugh track. We do not have any contests this morning. We'll save the Guess the Movie for Texas Roadhouse. We'll save that for later this week. We'll also have Genius Quiz later this week. By the way, speaking of Texas Roadhouse, they are open for lunch every day this week.
I was there over the weekend.
Did you have lunch there?
No, dinner.
How was it?
Delicious.
Did you take my advice?
No, I always get the ribs. I always
get
My
the-
wife had the pork chop.
And
Oh, she loved it.
best pork chop in Greenville.
Yeah.
Best pork chop in
Really
Greenville. I always tell you the best
Man, they
pork
were slammed. They were
yeah,
slammed.
yeah, they did. And they had, there was a water line breakout in that part of town on Friday night, so Hollinger called me freaking out. We got him some help from Greenville Utilities because his restaurant was full. Oh, boy. All right, so let's see, all that to come. Let's see what else is going on. Well, the legislature, just a quick couple of words about that. The legislature went through with their proposals last week, and they have changed. They've taken a lot of the power away from Roy Cooper. Roy Cooper now will be called governor, but the truth of the matter is the guy who cleans the toilets at the legislature will have more power than him. And that's probably true because he knows Phil Berger and Tim Moore. I'm telling you, a lot of consternation about what the legislature did last week. And I don't, they have taken away appointments. They're going to have to, his cabinet members are going to have to be confirmed by the Senate. They're going to have a full appellate review panel now instead of things going straight to the Supreme Court from the Court of Appeals. They've changed that so it'll slow things down getting to the Supreme Court. And of course, as you know, the Democrats now control the Supreme Court. They made it so they've taken away a bunch of employees away. He has now, Governor McCrory had something like 1,500 employees. Roy Cooper's going to have about 400, and the rest of them they're taking those away, and they're going to be reporting to the legislature instead of the governor. They've taken away some powers away from the State Board of Education and given them to the state superintendent. They've taken away all appointment power to any university board from the governor and given it to the legislature. So the Board of Trustees at ECU or UNC Chapel Hill or NC State or Western Carolina or UNC Charlotte or UNC Wilmington, all appointed the appointments that the governor had half of those appointments. The other half of the appointments were from the governance committee from the Board of Governors. Now, the Board of Governors will continue to have half of the appointments, but the other half that went to the governor will now be done by the legislature. And by the way, specifically by the President of the Senate and the Speaker of the House. I'm not even sure that the full legislature is going to have to ratify their appointments to these university boards. So, as you can imagine, there are letters to the editor. There are editorials everywhere. I saw editorial in yesterday's Reflector, editorial in the News Observer, columns, people going crazy. Rob Christensen, the News Observer yesterday, unprecedented. They're saying that, that the GOP, they're saying that the Democrats did it, but here's more perspective. So, interestingly, this morning, the President pro tem of the Senate, Phil Berger, has gone straight to the people with his message about this. He has a huge Facebook post, which has now been linked on some of the huge conservative websites, including CarolinaPlothound.com, entitled, "The Facts Being Covered Up by the Press." So let me read you some of this, and you'll get some insight into the rationale as to why Phil Berger and Tim Moore and the legislature have done what they did. Here is some of what he has to say. Below is some very important background and historical context we've shared with members of the North Carolina National Press about legislation being considered this week. Unfortunately, the vast majority of media outlets have chosen to ignore these hard facts because they do not fit the narrative that sells newspapers or TV advertisements. Overt media bias and an unwillingness to tell both sides of the story is precisely the reason why so many Americans no longer have faith in the mainstream media. Please share this post to help us spread the truth the media is unwilling to tell. The first thing he deals with is confirmation of cabinet secretaries. According to Senator Berger, Article 3, Section 5 of the North Carolina Constitution clearly states, the governor shall nominate and with the advice and consent of majority of senators, appoint all officers whose appointments are not otherwise provided for. So what Senator Berger is saying here is, it's always been in the Constitution. We just haven't abided by it. We've given the governor full appointment power of his cabinet secretaries. But the Constitution says we have the right to confirm them in the Senate, and that's what we're going to do. So no matter who Phil Berger picks to be Secretary of Transportation, Secretary of Administration, Secretary of DHHS, it's going to have to be confirmed by the North Carolina Senate, just like Trump's cabinet picks will have to be confirmed by the United States Senate. He deals with the issue of changing the way the courts, things can be appealed in the courts. Here's what he says. We are adopting the same standard used by the federal judicial system to allow cases to be heard en banc. I don't know. That's one of those legal terms I don't understand. By the full state court of appeals. This bipartisan idea, which was championed by Governor-elect Roy Cooper in 1999 and high-ranking Democratic senators in 2001 and 2005, will ensure at least one full appellate court can review trial court decisions in North Carolina. So he's saying here that the justification for changing the way appeals can be heard within the judicial system was set by the Democrats, including Roy Cooper back in 1999. We mentioned that last week. It's true. Roy Cooper was one of the ringleaders in trying to change the way the Court of Appeals was set up back in 1999. Employee status. I think this one's really interesting. Here's what Senator Berger says about the change in employees. We recognize Roy Cooper as our state's next governor and has the right to hire his own staff. That's why we're authorizing 400-plus positions that he can fill with whoever he wants. Now, keep in mind, Governor McCrory had 1,500. But the changes to how state government operates that were desperately needed in 2012 are no longer needed now. When Governor McCrory took office, he inherited a Department of Health and Human Services with massive Medicaid shortfalls. He inherited a Division of Employment Security that owed more than $2.5 billion to the federal government. And he inherited a bloated bureaucracy whose lack of fiscal discipline contributed to the outrageous $2.5 billion shortfall legislative Republicans were saddled with. In contrast, under Governor McCrory's reformed executive branch, North Carolina is thriving. The economy is booming. We have budget surpluses, not shortfalls. Our debt to the federal government is completely paid off. Our medical system is finally operating within the budget. And North Carolina is consistently listed at the top of many national rankings. So why does it make sense to enable the mass political firing of people who have been doing a wonderful job for the state of North Carolina? So here the justification by Senator Berger is Roy Cooper's going to come in and do what the Democrats have always done. They're going to fire all the Republicans that are working in state government. And you know what? These are the people who have put us in the position we're in fiscally, and we should keep the governor from being able to do that. That one makes a lot of sense to me, actually. He deals with restoring the administrative authority to the state superintendent. Actually, what is being reported as the stripping of authority from the North Carolina Board of Education. And by the way, Bill Kobe, the State Board of Education chairman, who is a very conservative and staunch old-school Republican, quoted in the newspaper this weekend as saying that State Board of Education could actually sue the state. Here's the response and the justification for the changes, according to Senator Phil Berger. He says, we are now restoring the state superintendent of public instruction's authority stripped away by Roy Cooper and his Democrats to make staffing decisions as the elected head of the Democratic as the Department of Public Instruction. Article 9, Section 4 of the North Carolina Constitution establishes that the superintendent of public instruction is the secretary and chief administrative officer of the State Board of Elections. Now, you might remember when Bev Perdue was governor, there was a big to-do about whether the superintendent or the chairman of the board was going to have certain control over the state school system. It was changed at that point to take it away from the superintendent because, frankly, Bev Perdue didn't get along with, what's her name? State superintendent.
Oh,
it was a bit of a
June Atkinson.
June Atkinson and Bev Perdue hated each other. Two Democrats. We had a little bit of a hen fight going on there. Remember when Bev Perdue was, I don't know, we showed the video of this on television, as I recall, when Bev Perdue walked in to give her state of the address, and she shook hands with everybody, but June Atkinson turned her back on her. You remember when that happened? Well, that's when all the changes were made, and what Senator Berger's saying is, well, we're just giving the authority back to the superintendent of schools that he was supposed to have from the begin with. There's several other things. I'll hit one more thing that Senator Berger mentions in his article this morning. This is the idea of taking the appointments to the university boards away from the governor and giving them to the legislature. Now, here's the justification that he has for that. He says the North Carolina Constitution, Article 9, Section 8, is crystal clear on this issue. It says, the General Assembly shall maintain a public system of higher education comprising the University of North Carolina and such other institutions of higher education as the General Assembly may deem wise. The General Assembly may provide for the selection of trustees of the University of North Carolina and of the institutions of higher education, in whom shall be vested all privileges, rights, franchises, and endowments heretofore granted to or conferred upon the trustees of these institutions. The General Assembly may enact laws necessary and expedient for the maintenance and management of the University of North Carolina and other public institutions of higher learning. Okay. This is true. It's in the Constitution. It originally was done by the General Assembly, but over the years they changed the policy for the governor to appoint half of them. So what the Berger's saying is we're just going back to what the Constitution says, and the governor's not going to make any appointments. So all of this, of course, would not be happening if we didn't have a Republican General Assembly and a Democratic governor now. But the question is, what can Roy Cooper do about it? As you know, he's been threatening to sue. I mentioned earlier, State Board of Education saying they may sue. Over the weekend, one of the top jurists in the history of the state, former Supreme Court Justice Burley Mitchell, who is a Democrat. Burley Mitchell is a Democrat. He came out this weekend in the newspaper articles and pretty much said that, you know, Roy Cooper can scream all he wants to about this, but the truth of the matter is the General Assembly can pretty much do what they want to do because they make the laws. Here's a quote from Burley Mitchell in the News and Observer yesterday. It says, the governor shall nominate and by with the advice and consent of a majority of the senators appoint all officers whose appointments are not otherwise provided. Burley Mitchell says the legislature has always been predominant. While specific powers were given to the courts and the governor, absent something conflicting with that, it's pretty much up to the legislature to do what they want to do. This man is a Democrat. He is the former Supreme Court Justice of the state of North Carolina and widely considered to be maybe one of the top jurists, along with our friend Bob Orr and some other folks who've served on the Supreme Court. The question about whether it's constitutional or not, a constitutional professor at Campbell University, Gregory Wallace, had this to say in the same article yesterday. He says, I don't see any issue with what the legislature is doing under the U.S. Constitution. So this is not going anywhere. The lawsuits, I mean, Roy Cooper can sue, but it's not going anywhere, and this is going to be the way it's going to be. And the General Assembly is going to prevail in this. So now it comes down to the court of public opinion and whether the General Assembly should have done this or not. And, let's keep in mind also, that this General Assembly is still stinging from the HB2 thing. And a lot of people have said to me over the last few days, well, Henry, the General Assembly doesn't look like they've learned anything from HB2. And my response to that is it looks to me like they're still fuming about HB2 because they know that Roy Cooper was behind HB2. And they know when there was a deal on the table between Governor McCrory and the mayor of Charlotte to end all this feuding that would have kept the ACC football championship game in Charlotte, that would have kept these NCAA basketball games from leaving the state. They know that it was Roy Cooper who called into Charlotte and asked them not to make a deal on it because it was going to screw up his campaign rhetoric. Now, those are facts. Those are facts. They've been proven. So this General Assembly is not going to work with Roy Cooper on any level, and this is the message that they're sending to him right now. So once again, Roy Cooper might as well be the president of the Chamber of Commerce at this point. He's not going to have any power to do anything. It's going to be interesting to see where it goes. All right, 20 minutes in front of 8. Let's get to some sports. McGee is here this morning. Panthers tonight. A lot of other things. Here's McGee on sports.
Yeah, Panthers-Redskins tonight from FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. The Panthers were officially eliminated from playoff contention on Sunday. Carolina 5-8, Redskins 7-5-1. Kickoff set for 8:30 tonight. Week 15 scores in the NFL. Ezekiel Elliott rushed for a career-high 159 yards, and the Cowboys held off the Buccaneers 26-20. Ravens edged the Eagles 27-26. In one of the coldest games ever played in Chicago, the Packers held off the Bears 30-27. Ryan Suckup kicked a 53-yard field goal into the win as time expired to get the Tennessee Titans a 19-17 win over the Chiefs. Chris Boswell tied the Steelers record with 6 field goals in a 24-20 win over the Bengals. Patriots beat the Broncos 16-3, and the Giants improved to 10-4 with a 17-6 win over the Lions. Raiders, Falcons, Saints, Colts, Bills, and Texans all winners in Week 15. And the Jacksonville Jaguars fired head coach Gus Bradley on Sunday. College basketball, NC State beat Fairfield 99-78. Terry Henderson led the way for the Wolfpack with a game-high 25 points. Tonight, number 5 Duke will host Tennessee State. And Plymouth, Eaton, Rocky Mount, and Northside Jacksonville all came up short in their football state championship games on Saturday.
All right, 7:42. Let's take a break. We're coming back. Billy will have some news headlines. We got a funny laugh track this morning. We got we've got some Christmas thoughts from Larry the Cable Guy this morning.
That's funny right there.
I don't care who you are. That's funny right there. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
We're setting prices way back at Greenville Toyota. Camrys, not $20,000, just $16,900. That's Camrys. Fallback price, $16,900. Plus, get our advantage during the Fallback Savings event at Greenville Toyota, where our volume saves you money.
Every wireless provider has towers in the city, but U.S. Cellular put towers in places the other guys didn't. So you can video chat at your secret fishing spot or stream way out here. Because U.S. Cellular thinks you deserve a signal that works wherever you are. U.S. Cellular, a stronger signal in the middle of anywhere.
Visit Real Wireless, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent in Ahoskie, Williamston, and Windsor for the best deals in wireless and great service on a network that works in the middle of anywhere.
I'm Matthew Sessoms, General Manager at Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We're planning on breaking sales records this month because the end of the year means huge savings for you. Our customers are very important to us, and we are striving to be Eastern North Carolina's best in sales and service. Stop in and see us at our Black Friday event. Get 20% off select new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks at the all-new Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and WashingtonChrysler.com.
My prescription refills. My son shot records.
My doctor's appointments.
My lab results.
My parents care.
My chart.
Vidant My Chart.
Vidant MyChart is the secure online patient portal that lets you manage your health your way. Visit VidantMyChart.com or call 1-855-MyVidant to learn how you can sign up.
East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep is proud to announce that they now sell new Fiat cars. Fiat has arrived in Eastern North Carolina, and you can now buy a new Fiat for less than $17,000 at East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep. Come check out the new Fiat 500 and the 500X crossover, even the gorgeous 124 Spider convertible. It's a new car brand for Eastern North Carolina.
Fiat is here at East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep.
Come see us.
Across from the Cracker Barrel in Greenville.
That's a tough shot.
You're right. Can't bear to look. This must be what Luke Kuechly feels like when he takes the field.
Man, this is what Kevin must have felt like when he switched that game winner.
Look for limited edition Pepsi Panthers cans and packaging in stores now. Pepsi, official soft drink of the Carolina Panthers.
We're setting prices way back at Greenville Toyota. Camrys, not $20,000, just $16,900. That's Camrys, fallback price $16,900. Plus, get our advantage during the fallback savings event at Greenville Toyota, where our volume saves you money.
This is your WITN Morning News Update on 103.7 WTIB and 94.1 WNBU.
Good morning, everyone. It is currently 7:45, 37 degrees in Greenville. I'm Billy Weaver, and this is a look at your WITN news headlines. Today is the day that the Electoral College formally votes to make Donald Trump the next president of the United States. And while that's going on, anti-Trump forces plan to protest in state capitals. Presidential electors for the state of North Carolina will meet in Raleigh's antebellum Capitol building at noon today to pledge the state's 15 electoral votes to Republican Donald Trump. It's part of the formal process to choose the next president based on state-by-state voting results. Last month's popular vote determined that electors nominated by the North Carolina Republican Party will cast the official ballots for the state. The electors hail from Hampstead in the east to Hickory in the west. The same process will happen in all states today. Republican electors say they've been swamped with emails, phone calls, and letters urging them not to support Donald Trump. A town with tremendous historical significance and a history of tremendous flooding has a big decision to make. Should they let the federal government buy out homes so people can move to drier land? Now, many homeowners in historic Princeville could be eligible for the federal government to buy out their flood-damaged properties, but under federal rules, the town of Princeville will have to decide that issue. Hundreds of homes were damaged when Hurricane Matthew struck back in October. The town suffered similar damages during Hurricane Floyd back in 1999. Mayor Bobby Jones says he opposes buyouts because they would erode Princeville's small tax base. Now, any acquired property can't be developed once again, and that hurts the town's bottom line. After Hurricane Floyd, city officials rejected a buyout and opted to keep the town intact. Several crews worked together to get an unconscious elderly man off of his boat and into a hospital. A Hatteras Island rescue crew found an 80-year-old man about 8 miles northeast of Hatteras Island shortly before 8:30 Sunday morning. His 18-foot boat was floating but not being steered. Crews found the man unconscious but breathing, and he was taken to Avon Harbor. Dare County EMS then took the man to Avon Medical Center, and a Jayhawk helicopter crew flew him to Centera Hospital in Norfolk. Family members of the man notified authorities that he hadn't returned home after boating in the Pamlico Sound. His current condition has not been released. And we're watching for the first court appearance this morning of a suspected bank robber, 51-year-old David Gay. Greenville police say he is charged with robbery with a dangerous weapon. He was also served with multiple warrants out of the state of Virginia with extradition. Gay is accused of robbing the First Citizens Bank on South Memorial Drive last Monday. Greenville police say Gay was arrested Saturday at his home on Ivy Road in Winterville. An anonymous caller reportedly recognized Gay after seeing pictures of him circulating through the news. He's being held at the Pitt County Detention Center under a $1 million bond. It is currently 7:48, 37 degrees in Greenville. I'm Billy Weaver, and that's a look at your WITN news headlines.
Eastern Carolina weather.
Careful out there this morning. A little rain on the roads, and we could even get some mixed-in freezing rain. I hope not, but that's a possibility. High's only going to be around 37 degrees, and the chance of precipitation all day, 90%. Tonight, cloudy, 31. Tuesday, mostly cloudy and 40. Might see some sunshine Wednesday. Temperatures back up to about 55 degrees. Currently 37, which is where we're going to be all day today. Right now in Greenville at 7:48. News and weather service this hour of my friend Toby Williams in Cellular Warehouse. Toby and I have been texting because he's been telling me something that I was finding hard to believe. And rather than me say it and get it wrong, I told Michael to call him. So, Toby, you there?
Good morning, Henry.
Toby Williams from Cellular Warehouse. Merry Christmas to you, my friend.
Merry Christmas to you,
One of our great friends and supporters of Talk of the Town. We appreciate that. But now you sent me something, and I'm like, I don't want to mess this up. So tell me are you actually giving away tablets right now?
That's correct, Henry. Currently, we've got a promotion for all our existing and new U.S. Cellular customers. We're giving away free the ZTE Android tablet, nice 10-inch tablet.
Wow.
Can be used for business. If you have children riding in the car, couldn't be anything better to entertain.
So this is like an iPad kind of thing, but it's a Samsung.
Exactly. Well, ZTE manufactures it.
Yeah.
It runs on the Android operating.
So you're telling me all you have to do is come in and get it?
Yes, sir.
You don't have to do anything else?
No,
sign up for the service.
Yep, sign up for the service.
Which is
$10 a month.
Which is how much a month?
$10 a month.
And anybody can get one of these free tablets if they're a U.S. Cellular customer from you.
That's correct.
Oh my God, this is unbelievable. Why are you giving this stuff away, Toby?
It's Christmas, Henry.
I mean, these things are expensive, man. What do they run?
Yes, they
$300-$400 a piece?
They are. But U.S. Cellular decided to give them away this Christmas, and
how about that?
Man, we are selling a lot of them. We're not selling them; we're giving away a lot. How about that?
So now, if you sign up, and by the way, if you'll bring people an iPhone if they want to buy an iPhone or something like that for Christmas, right?
As a matter of fact, I just dropped off 2 that I'll be activating Christmas Day. So we are busy right now out in the field delivering phones, and we do turn those on if you want to give them as a gift. We turn them on for you Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Kind of take all the hassle out of having to go stand in the store, try to figure out how you can surprise your kids or wife or husband. So sure would love to help some folks.
You are the best. Here, let me give you and here's the thing. Toby wants you still want people to call your cell phone, right?
Yes, sir.
Which is unbelievable. Toby will come to you, 252-799-7051, 252-799-7051. That's Toby's cell phone number, Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, my friend. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. Giving away tablets.
Can't beat it.
I'm going to get mine.
That's the deal, man.
Love it, Toby. Thank you very much. So
Thank
all
you,
U.S.
have a great day.
Yeah, I'll talk to you soon. If you're a U.S. Cellular customer, there it is, a free tablet for Christmas. Again, if you want to call Toby, and I'm not sure Toby's going to be delivering these free tablets, but if you want to sign up for a service of some sort, call Toby at 252-799-7051. All right, coming back with our laugh track, we got Larry the Cable Guy. We'll be right back.
We're setting prices way back at Greenville Toyota. Camrys, not $20,000, just $16,900. That's Camrys. Fallback price, $16,900. Plus, get our advantage during the Fallback Savings event at Greenville Toyota, where our volume saves you money.
My prescription refills. My son's shot records.
My doctor's appointments.
My lab results.
My parents care.
My chart.
Vidant My Chart.
Vidant MyChart is the secure online patient portal that lets you manage your health your way. Visit VidantMyChart.com or call 1-855-MyVidant to learn how you can sign up.
That's a tough shot. You're right. Can't bear to look. This must be what Luke Kuechly feels like when he takes the field.
Man, this is what Kevin must have felt like when he switched that game winner.
Look for limited edition Pepsi Panthers cans and packaging in stores now. Pepsi, official soft drink of the Carolina Panthers.
I'm Matthew Sessoms, General Manager at Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We're planning on breaking sales records this month because the end of the year means huge savings for you. Our customers are very important to us, and we are striving to be Eastern North Carolina's best in sales and service. Stop in and see us at our Black Friday event. Get 20% off select new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks at the all-new Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and WashingtonChrysler.com.
Every wireless provider has towers in the city, but U.S. Cellular put towers in places the other guys didn't. So you can video chat at your secret fishing spot or stream way out here. Because U.S. Cellular thinks you deserve a signal that works wherever you are. U.S. Cellular, a stronger signal in the middle of anywhere.
Visit Real Wireless, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent in Ahoskie, Williamston, and Windsor for the best deals in wireless and great service on a network that works in the middle of anywhere.
We're setting prices way back at Greenville Toyota. Camrys, not $20,000, just $16,900. That's Camrys. Fallback price, $16,900. Plus, get our advantage during the Fallback Savings event at Greenville Toyota, where our volume saves you money.
All right, welcome back in. It is 5 minutes in front of 8 o'clock and 37 degrees. Be careful out there driving this morning. Could be some freezing rain out there. Again, coming up next hour, my interview with Dr. Jim Bearden, 57 years on the faculty at ECU. Boy, he's got some great stories to tell. We're going to do that at 8:30, so don't miss that. Let's do a laugh track this morning. Here's Larry, the cable guy, on our laugh track.
Christmas caroling. I don't like seeing my neighbors, much less hearing them sing. Now, unless my neighbor's Kenny Chesney or Faith Hill, I doubt your neighbors are pretty much worth listening to. You know, it's just kind of weird hearing your neighbors sing about the baby Jesus when last week they just shot each other arguing over a Chevy being better than a Ford, all right? The day after Christmas is always a letdown, too. It's like you have all these weeks to get excited, and you're excited, and you're excited, and there it is, and boom! It's over with. Now I know how all my ex-girlfriends felt. Well, I'm telling you.
All right, Larry, the cable guy. It is 4 minutes now in front of 8 o'clock. Coming back after the news, will Havelock finally get a 4-lane bypass? Well, we got some news on that Friday. We'll tell you about that after the top of the hour. Stay with us. It's 8 o'clock right now.
I'm Matthew Sessoms, General Manager at Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We're planning on breaking sales records this month because the end of the year means huge savings for you. Our customers are very important to us, and we are striving to be Eastern North Carolina's best in sales and service. Stop in and see us at our Black Friday event. Get 20% off select new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks at the all-new Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and WashingtonChrysler.com.
That's a tough shot. You're right. Can't bear to look. This must be what Luke Kuechly feels like when he takes the field.
Man, this is what Kevin must have felt like when he swished that game winner.
Look for limited edition Pepsi Panthers cans and packaging in stores now. Pepsi, official soft drink of the Carolina Panthers.
East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep is proud to announce that they now sell new Fiat cars. Fiat has arrived in Eastern North Carolina, and you can now buy a new Fiat for less than $17,000 at East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep. Come check out the new Fiat 500 and the 500X crossover, even the gorgeous 124 Spider convertible. It's a new car brand for Eastern North Carolina.
Fiat is here at East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep.
Come see us.
Across from the Cracker Barrel in Greenville.
Top Dog Academy is Eastern North Carolina's complete dog training facility. Top Dog provides an excellent environment for dogs of all ages with training services and work week day care. Top Dog is located on Highway 43 South, just 4 miles from Bells Fork, and features a comfortable, healthy environment and a spacious facility for daycare and a brand new, beautiful facility for training. Call 752-8215 or visit TopDogOnline.com.
Come on out Highway 43 South to Top Dog Academy, where we know dogs.
My prescription refills. My son shot records.
My doctor's appointments.
My lab results.
My parents care.
My chart. Vidant My Chart.
Vidant MyChart is the secure online patient portal that lets you manage your health your way. Visit VidantMyChart.com or call 1-855-MyVidant to learn how you can sign up.
I can be. Oh, and our good time starts and ends without our loved one to spend. But how much, baby, do we really need? Cheer up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen? Cheer up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen? Cheer up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen? Cheer up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen? Cheer up, sleepy Jean.
Cable 7, where new music lives. It's brand new from Foghat from the CD Under the Influence and Knock It Off.
Don't need no excuses. You like stirring my cup and pulling my strings. You keep winding me up. You think I'm overreacting. There's a line you cross over just to give me a reason. I got a chip on my shoulder, so knock it off. Knock it off. You better knock it off. I got a chip on my shoulder, big like a boulder, so knock it off. You keep pushing and pushing. You just won't let up. We gotta settle this quickly and get out of this rut.
Welcome into Talk of the Town with Henry Hinton.
People say I am the best boss. They go, God, we've never worked in a place like this before. You're hilarious.
News, weather, sports, and of course, all the local info you need to start your day.
I think that pretty much sums it up.
Here we go.
Catch Talk of the Town live on 103.7 WTIB and 94.1 WNBU. What? Cable 7 in Greenville and worldwide at WTIBFM.com. What? Now here's the host for Talk of the Town. Yes. Henry Hinton.
Okay, welcome in. Talk of the Town. Monday morning. Live in the studio all week long. We will be here every single day this week. And next week, I'm sleeping in every day. Sleeping in every day.
That'll be
next
nice.
week, we'll take our annual holiday hiatus, which a lot of people will do. I'm not planning on traveling very much. I already did my traveling. And I'm out of money, quite frankly. So I'm not going anywhere. So we're going to be in town, but we're going to take next week off the show, and so we appreciate everybody being there for us on a day-to-day basis. But next week we'll just take a little break, and then we'll be back the Tuesday after New Year's, the third, yes. So we're very excited about that. Welcome into today's show live in the studio. Good to have you here. Billy Weaver's at the news desk this morning. Trent McGee's on sports. And speaking of sports, we have Carolina Panthers tonight. And as we mentioned last hour, the game will be on 94.3 The Game. We're moving off of 103.7 tonight. The Panthers will be moved to 94.3 because we have a Duke basketball game tonight. And the way Hank negotiated contracts, Duke gets first right of refusal. I think it has to do with money. But we will have Duke on tonight on 103.7, and we will have the Panthers Redskins game on 94.3 The Game. So stand by for this. Speaking of Duke, ACC basketball, what about that Carolina-Kentucky game on Saturday?
It's a good one.
One of the best basketball games you'll ever see.
It's a good one. It was.
And we got to see Bam for the first time from Beaufort County. He's a real deal. He'll be one and done. Calipari takes all these guys that are one and done, doesn't he?
He does.
It's amazing. He must be a fabulous recruiter. He's able to get all these guys to go to Kentucky. You know, and before he was able to get them to go to Memphis, he just must be a fabulous recruiter.
What are you trying to say, Henry?
Yeah, what else can you say?
What are you trying
I'm
to
trying to say that John Calipari must be a fabulous recruiter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah. East Carolina plays Wilmington tomorrow night. Boy, they better shoot better than they did the other night.
You're not
They
kidding.
better do everything better than what they did against,
Well, they played good defensively.
Charleston.
They really did.
Well, Charleston they weren't very good either. They kind of helped. They helped.
I got invited to go down to that game. The chancellor at Wilmington, who's become a good friend, Zito Sartorelli, who is fabulous, by the way. I love Chancellor Sartorelli. Invited me to come sit with him during the game, and I'm like, well, if I come, I'm wearing purple.
Of course.
And he said, I don't care, just come.
Yeah.
But I just can't.
Why not?
Well, it's just getting back so late and then having to, I have to be here for the show in the morning. It's just,
hello.
I can't. But you're younger than me.
What is?
Billy,
You're younger than me, Billy. When you get in your 60s, you can't do that stuff, man. I'm telling you, it's a lot of effort. You know how bad people in their 60s hurt when you get up in the morning.
I'm starting to feel that way.
I mean, you're just getting out of bed.
it.
You're hurting. You're just hurting when you get up. And here, I could do the game. I could go to the Wilmington game tomorrow night, and then drive back, and then get in bed at midnight or 1 o'clock, and then get up and do the show. And then what will happen is I will be like totally useless for 4 days. Not one, 4 days. You're going to find out about this, Weaver. You're still in your 20s, but when you...
Yeah, I wish. Still in my 20s.
I mentioned before the top of the hour that news on Friday from the governor's office that the Havelock bypass is a go. It passed the final hurdles from the federal government, the Federal Highway Administration. They were working on environmental issues. And again, I've talked about this over the years. I've always wondered why we can't get a 4-lane road. How do we not have a 4-lane road from Greenville to New Bern? And
How do we not have a 4-lane road from Greenville to the beach? That's all I care about.
Well, exactly. And so the issue is, I keep getting told, well, you're never going to get 43 by 4-lane because it's going to be environmental issues. So I'm wondering now, when the Southwest bypass is finished, which is going to be early next year, early in 2017.
No, that's when it's going to be started.
No.
The bypass?
That's when it's going to be finished.
Are you talking about which one are you talking about?
No, the bypass here in Greenville.
I
the
thought you were
Southwest
still
bypass.
Okay, I thought you were talking about
So
the
I'm wondering
Havelock.
once that's
Gotcha.
in, are we going to? Is it going to be quicker for us to get to the coast to just go take Greenville, take the Southwest bypass out of Greenville, go down to Kinston, get on the 70 bypass, and then when they finish this bypass around Havelock, bada bing, bada boom.
Maybe.
Probably not. But here's the deal. It's going to run, it's a 10.3 mile bypass around Havelock. And they're going to start construction in just a few months. It says the construction will begin in winter 2017. It will take until 2021 to complete. I may not live long enough to ride on this road.
Well, you might. I mean, you know.
But I hope that I do. So the design option, they say, will run from north of the Havelock city limit and extend to approximately 10 miles north of the Craven-Carteret County line. And that, I can't make that work in my mind. If it's 10 miles long and it starts north of Havelock, it seems like it would go all the way down into Carteret County. But it says it's going to dump back into 70, 10 miles north.
Starts north of Havelock where?
That's what I was going to say. How far north of Havelock does it start? Because there's a long stretch of road north of Havelock. So it doesn't mean immediately before you get into the city limits.
All right, let's see if I can see where it's going to start here. Let's see. Okay, the highway will run from north of the Havelock city limit and extend south to approximately 10 miles north of the Craven-Carteret County line. Now, I know where the Carteret County line is, and I mean, it's not 10 miles from Havelock to that county line, is it?
I'd have to see it on a
Somebody
map.
that lives down that way, call us and straighten us out on this. 252-561-8255. 561-8255. If somebody understands where this road's actually going to be built. But the good news is this, you're going to get to the beach faster from New Bern, from Greenville, from Kinston. And man, I know that the businesses in Havelock are not happy about this. That Bojangles that I hit, going and coming, ain't going to be happy.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of businesses right there that I've hit. Gas stations, too.
Okay, so let's think about this. Newport is in Carteret County, is it not?
Yes.
So think about how close Newport is to Havelock.
Right.
There seems to be something wrong.
I just have to believe that when they say north of the city limits, it has to be well north up Highway 70.
Wait a minute. McGee has the design up on his screen.
But I don't know if I can even read this, and so don't even. I'm trying to figure it out.
All right, we'll figure it out at some point. But if anybody understands it better than we do, call us and tell us. All right, let's see what else is going on. Let's see. Today is Cicely Tyson's birthday. 92 years old. Did you see Zsa Zsa Gabor died over the weekend?
I was about to say that.
99. I didn't realize she was that old.
99. Here's an interesting one. Tim Reed is 72 years old today. Who is Tim Reed? Michael, I bet you know. Tell him who it is, Michael.
He played Venus Flytrap.
Venus Flytrap on WKRP in Cincinnati. Can you believe he's 72?
No.
I met him one time. He started in radio in Newport News, Weaver.
Huh.
He's from Newport News, Virginia.
I did not know that.
Tim Reed, Venus Flytrap. Mike Lookingland is 56 today. Who is Mike Lookingland?
I know.
All right, Weaver.
He's Brady. A Brady
Which
kid.
one?
Mike Lookingland was Peter.
No.
Right? Bobby? Bobby Brady.
He was Bobby. Jennifer Beals is 53 today. Anybody? What was her big movie? Jennifer Beals. He's a maniac.
Flashdance?
Flashdance. Jennifer Beals, who did the Flashdance.
You are the winner, Billy Weaver.
53 years old today.
Huh.
Boy, we're getting old, aren't we? Alyssa Milano is 44.
Oh, yeah.
Who is she? She's an actress.
She was the one on with Who's the Boss?
Who's the Boss? And Jake Gyllenhaal. How old do you think he is today?
35.
I'm going to say 37.
Oh, you guys are close. He's 36. You know, he just looks older because of that scene in Brokeback Mountain.
And he probably feels older too.
What does that mean, Trent? What does that mean?
I don't know. I'm just assuming.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Moving on.
All right. I mentioned that my friend Dr. Jim Bearden is going to be with us at 8:30 this morning. 57 years at ECU on the faculty and retiring. Great man, and he's got some great stories to tell, so that's coming up. By the way, TV viewing tonight, if you don't want to watch the Panthers, you can watch Michelle Obama and the Oprah.
Yeah.
I'm going to be watching the Panthers.
Yeah, I'll be watching the Panthers.
It's going to run at 8 o'clock tonight on Oprah's own network. Isn't that also going to be on CBS? I thought I saw something that was going to be on CBS. It fits on CBS. And over the weekend, the new Star Wars movie opened. Anybody go see it?
No.
Still getting it done. $290 million in ticket sales over the weekend.
Yeah, I heard it was hot.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not.
I'll just take your word for it.
Not gonna go there.
No.
You know what I'm looking
not the
for?
road kind of guy.
You know what I'm looking forward to? I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. Of course, I'll probably be watching is the ECU game on TV?
We'll tell you right now.
I don't know.
It's bound to be at least on like ESPN3 or something,
That
right?
game? Let's see.
But you know what debuts on Suddenlink On Demand tomorrow night?
Actually, it's not.
That game's not on TV?
Mm-mm. No.
Oh, come on, man.
No.
Come on, man.
Sully debuts
Oh, yeah.
tomorrow night.
Is that what Tom Hanks?
Yeah. Sully.
He plays Sully, doesn't he?
He does. And I wanted to go to the theater to see that. In fact, my wife and I actually went to the theater to see it once, and it wasn't playing because we looked at the wrong app on my phone. And we ended up watching some other horrible movie. But Suddenlink has that and other great movies debut. They've got Ben-Hur right now. They've got Bridget Jones' Baby. They've got Suicide Squad, Jason Bourne. A lot of great movies on.
And War
on
Dogs
demand.
is out too. I want to see that.
War Dogs?
Mm-hmm.
Is that on demand?
It should be. I think it was one of the reads I read a couple weeks ago. I want to see
Okay.
that. Yeah.
And for the kids, The Secret Life of Pets is already playing this month on Suddenlink. If you're not a Suddenlink subscriber, you should call and subscribe. 866-432-1184. They got a great deal going right now through the end of the month. It's called their Go Switch event. You get 50 meg internet, TV, and phone for just $79.95, and you get that with a 2-year guarantee. 3 powerful services for one low price. Make the switch. 866-432-1184, suddenlink.com. Don't forget to ask about unlimited data plans. Get incredible speed and unlimited data at great prices at Suddenlink. And Sully debuts on demand tomorrow. That's probably what we'll do tomorrow night if we can't watch the ECU game.
Yep.
All right, 19 after 8. Coming up, my friend Dr. Jim Bearden, who has spent 57 years at ECU. Can you imagine the years? He was a good friend of Leo Jenkins. I want to talk to him about that. The fight to get to medical school, all the things that he's seen. I think he was actually there when John Kennedy spoke on campus. So Jim Bearden will join us in 10 minutes. We'll be right back.
We're setting prices way back at Greenville Toyota. Camrys, not $20,000, just $16,900. That's Camrys. Fallback price, $16,900. Plus, get our advantage during the Fallback Savings event at Greenville Toyota, where our volume saves you money.
My prescription refills. My son's shot records.
My doctor's appointments.
My lab results.
My parents care.
My chart. Vidant My Chart.
Vidant MyChart is the secure online patient portal that lets you manage your health your way. Visit VidantMyChart.com or call 1-855-MyVidant to learn how you can sign up.
That's a tough shot.
You're right. Can't bear to look. This must be what Luke Kuechly feels like when he takes the field.
Man, this is what Kevin must have felt like when he swished that game winner.
Look for limited edition Pepsi Panthers cans and packaging in stores now. Pepsi, official soft drink of the Carolina Panthers.
I'm Matthew Sessions, General Manager at Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We're planning on breaking sales records this month because the end of the year means huge savings for you. Our customers are very important to us, and we are striving to be Eastern North Carolina's best in sales and service. Stop in and see us at our Black Friday event. Get 20% off select new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks at the all-new Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and WashingtonChrysler.com.
Every wireless provider has towers in the city, but US Cellular put towers in places the other guys didn't. So you can video chat at your secret fishing spot or stream way out here. Because US Cellular thinks you deserve a signal that works wherever you are. US Cellular, a stronger signal in the middle of anywhere.
Visit Real Wireless, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent in Ahoskie, Williamston, and Windsor for the best deals in wireless and great service on a network that works in the middle of anywhere.
We're setting prices way back at Greenville Toyota. Camrys, not $20,000, just $16,900. That's Camrys. Fallback price, $16,900. Plus, get our advantage during the Fallback Savings event at Greenville Toyota, where our volume saves you money.
All right, let's check some news headlines now. Billy Weaver is here with the very latest, and then coming up in just a couple of minutes, our interview with Dr. Jim Bearden, who is retiring from the faculty at ECU after 57 years. And the things he's seen in Greenville, can you imagine? Going to be an interesting interview coming up in just a couple of minutes, so stand by for that. First, our WITN news update. Here's Billy Williams.
What?
Billy Weaver.
Who was Billy Williams?
My dentist. My dentist. I was about
Dr.
Billy Williams on my mind because I was telling y'all I chipped a tooth over the weekend.
I can be your dentist. I can take care of that tooth and get it out real quick.
I said it right the first time that I corrected myself.
Yeah, I know.
Called you somebody else. Here is what's his name?
What's his name? Thank you, Mr. Horton. It's currently 8:23, 37 degrees. That's going to be the high today. I'm Billy Weaver, and this is a look at your WITN News headline. Today is the day that the Electoral College formally votes to make Donald Trump the next president of the United States. And while that's going on, anti-Trump forces plan to protest in state capitals. Presidential electors from the state of North Carolina will meet in Raleigh's Antebellum Capitol building later today at noon to pledge the state's 15 electoral votes to Republican Donald Trump. It's part of the formal process to choose the next president based upon state-by-state voting results. Last month's popular vote determined that electors nominated by the North Carolina Republican Party will cast the official ballots for the state. The electors hail from Hampstead in the east to Hickory in the west. The same process will happen in all states today. Republican electors say they've been swamped by emails, phone calls, and letters urging them not to support Donald Trump. A town with tremendous historical significance and a history of tremendous flooding has a big decision to make. Should they let the federal government buy out homes so people can move to drier land? Many homeowners in historic Princeville could be eligible for the federal government to buy out their flood-damaged properties, but under federal rules, the town council will have to decide that issue. Hundreds of homes were damaged when Hurricane Matthew struck in October. The town suffered similar damage from Hurricane Floyd back in 1999, I should say. Mayor Bobby Jones says he opposes buyouts because they would erode Princeville's small tax base. Any acquired property can't be developed again, and that hurts the town's bottom line. After Hurricane Floyd, city officials rejected a buyout and opted to keep the town intact. Several crews worked together to get an unconscious elderly man off of his boat and into a hospital. A Hatteras Island rescue crew found an 80-year-old man about 8 miles off of Hatteras Island shortly after 8:30 Sunday morning. His 18-foot boat was floating, but no one was steering it. Crews found the man unconscious but breathing, and he was taken to the harbor. Dare County EMS then took the man to Avon Medical, and a Jayhawk helicopter then flew him to Centera Norfolk General Hospital. Family members of the man notified authorities that he hadn't returned home after boating in the Pamlico Sound. His current condition has not been released. And we're watching for the first court appearance this morning of a suspected bank robber, 51-year-old David Gay. Greenville police say he is charged with robbery with a dangerous weapon. He was also served with multiple warrants out of the city or the state of Virginia with extradition. Gay is accused of robbing the First Citizens Bank on South Memorial Drive last Monday. Greenville police say Gay was arrested Saturday at his home on Ivy Road in Winterville. An anonymous caller reportedly recognized Gay after seeing pictures of him circulating on the news. He's being held in the Pitt County Detention Center under a $1 million bond. It is currently 8:26, 37 degrees in Greenville. I'm Billy Weaver, and that's a look at your WITN News headlines. Greg Horton? Henry Hinton. Is that your name?
That's very funny, Weaver. By the way, that story about Princeville, I just got to say this. I know I probably shouldn't.
Oh, then stop.
No.
Then don't.
Because that's what I do. I say things I shouldn't. But, the mayor is worried about the tax base of Princeville if people move out. How about the millions of dollars of tax money that's being spent to keep people there? It's crazy. They've got to do something with Princeville. It doesn't make any sense. If the federal government will buy those people and move them out of that basin, they need to move. They just need to move. I know there are a lot of people have a history there and families grew up there and that kind of, but come on, at some point we got to get real about Princeville.
Well, we're going to continue to get hurricanes. Period. Yes. We just live in an area that's hurricane prone, and it's going to happen. It may not happen next year or for the next 10 years, but it's going to happen.
But the mayor's comment was that if they move people out, there won't be any tax base. The taxpayers are already propping that thing up and have been since the first flood. I'm sorry, and I've got former employees that live over there, and I hate it for them. But at some point, we got to get real. That area is going to continue to be flooded over and over and over again. They built a berm; it didn't work. The only thing they can do now, basically, is build a wall around the whole city. The whole town, and that's just crazy. 28. Maybe Trump can get the wall. Let's check some.
Build that wall.
Let's check some sports.
Maybe
headlines.
he can get Mexico to pay for it.
We got Panthers tonight, and the Panthers game will be moved from 103.7 to 94.3. Here's McGee on sports.
Yeah, Panthers Redskins tonight from FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. The Panthers were officially eliminated from playoff contention on Sunday. Cats are 5-8, Redskins 7-5-1. Kickoff set for 8:30 again on 94.3 tonight. Week 15 scores in the NFL. Cowboys over the Buccaneers 26-20. Ravens edged the Eagles 27-26. Steelers 6 field goals in a 24-20 win over the Bengals. The Patriots knocked off the Broncos 16-3. And the Jacksonville Jaguars, they fired their head coach Gus Bradley on Sunday after the Jaguars lost a lead in that
It's clearly
game.
the head coach's fault.
Clearly, yeah.
They haven't ever won at Jacksonville.
14 of 48
They had that
in his
one
4
year they
seasons.
won
Yeah,
when
that was about
Garrard
it.
took them to the playoffs. Remember that?
I do, yep. College basketball, NC State beat Fairfield 99-78. Terry Henderson led the Wolfpack with a game-high 25 points. Tonight, number 5 Duke will host Tennessee State. And in high school state football championship playoff action on Saturday, Plymouth, Edenton, and Rocky Mount and Northside Jacksonville all came up short in their bids for state championship victories.
Being the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars might be the best job in America. because you're going to get a 5-year contract. They're going to pay you millions of dollars every year, whether you get, and then after 2 years, you're going to be fired.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to spend 3 years doing nothing but being paid millions of dollars.
Well, yeah, that's one way to look at it.
It was like Jim Tomsula last year at
San Francisco.
I mean, they ended up owing him $42 million when they fired him after one season.
Yeah.
Poor guy. I mean, fire me and pay me $42 million. I'm good with it.
I'm with it. I'm with you.
All right, let's check the weather. We may have some freezing rain today. Be careful out there. Possibly some rain mixed in with some freezing stuff. It could happen, but the temperature is going to be around 37, but the temperatures aloft could be freezing, so be careful. A chance of freezing rain tonight as well, cloudy and 31. Be careful if you're driving when the sun goes down. And then cloudy and 40 tomorrow. Things will clear up, and we'll have sunshine and back in the 50s, about mid-50s on Wednesday. News and weather service this hour of the Tire Real Estate team here in Greenville, the Tire Realty Group and Property Management team. They are the official real estate team of the ECU Pirates. And, of course, they need listings right now. You've heard the great testimonials all year long of people who've listed with Homer Tire, who had their homes originally listed with another agent, and then they got it listed with Homer, and his guys got it sold within a couple of months and sometimes a couple of weeks, which is why they offer their 99-day guarantee. If they do not sell your home within 99 days, they will charge you nothing to sell it. That's one of the great advantages. There are no upfront fees when you deal with Homer. They're also they also offer the 99-day guarantee, and in addition to that, you can fire them at any time and pay them nothing. So call them today at 758-HOME, 758-4663. Visit them online at guaranteedselljnc.com. That's guaranteedselljnc. I'm sorry, their new website is 99orfree.com. 99 or free, which highlights the 99-day guarantee. So there you go. All right, 8:31. Very excited about Jim Bearden. Jim's an old friend of mine. Dr. Bearden has been at ECU for 57 years. What has he seen in 57 years at ECU? All the changes, all the good, the bad, and the ugly. We'll talk to Dr. Jim Bearden about his great career at ECU next.
I'm Matthew Sessoms, General Manager at Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We're planning on breaking sales records this month because the end of the year means huge savings for you. Our customers are very important to us, and we are striving to be Eastern North Carolina's best in sales and service. Stop in and see us at our Black Friday event. Get 20% off select new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks at the all-new Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and WashingtonChrysler.com.
That's a tough shot.
You're right. Can't bear to look. This must be what Luke Kuechly feels like when he takes the field.
Man, this is what Kevin must have felt like when he swished that game winner.
Look for limited edition Pepsi Panthers cans and packaging in stores now. Pepsi, official soft drink of the Carolina Panthers.
East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep is proud to announce that they now sell new Fiat cars. Fiat has arrived in Eastern North Carolina, and you can now buy a new Fiat for less than $17,000 at East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep. Come check out the new Fiat 500 and the 500X crossover, even the gorgeous 124 Spider convertible. It's a new car brand for Eastern North Carolina.
Fiat is here at East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep.
Come see us.
Across from the Cracker Barrel in Greenville.
Top Dog Academy is Eastern North Carolina's complete dog training facility. Top Dog provides an excellent environment for dogs of all ages with training services and work week daycare. Top Dog is located on Highway 43 South, just 4 miles from Bells Fork, and features a comfortable, healthy environment and a spacious facility for daycare and a brand new, beautiful facility for training. Call 752-8215 or visit topdogonline.com.
Come on out Highway 43 South to Top Dog Academy, where we know dogs.
My prescription refills. My son's shot records.
My doctor's appointments.
My lab results.
My parents' care.
My chart. Vidant My Chart.
Vidant MyChart is the secure online patient portal that lets you manage your health your way. Visit VidantMyChart.com or call 1-855-MyVidant to learn how you can sign up.
Okay, welcome back. It's Talk of the Town here on Monday morning, December the 19th. I got a special treat this morning. I am so excited about this. Dr. Jim Bearden has taught at ECU or been involved in administration at ECU for 57 years. Jim Bearden and I go back a ways. We've been friends a long time. Been going to church together a long time at Oakmont Baptist Church here in Greenville. But if I need any historical perspective on anything at ECU or Greenville, this is the man that can give it to us. And he is retiring after 57 years, and I wanted to get him in the studio and, first of all, thank him for his service to our great university, but also I want to hear some stories. Good morning, Jim Bearden. How are you?
Very good, Henry.
Good to see you. Thank you for coming. Now, you came to Greenville in what year?
That was been 1950, I guess it was 58 that I actually got here.
Yeah.
I'd been down at Fort Bragg in a artillery as an officer down there, and my lady friend said, you ought to, I was going back to University of Alabama, and she said, well, we got a good program over at ECU, why don't you go over there?
Well, ECC.
ECC at that time. And so I did, and met Dr. Browning, and who was dean of the business school, and I decided that I'd stay around here, and I've been here ever since.
Who was chancellor in 58, 57, 58?
That was Dr. Messick.
Yeah, wow, that predates.
I've been through 8 chancellors since I've been here.
And by the way, I should say, we hear great things coming out of the School of Business. Jim Bearden is responsible for a lot of them. In fact, maybe I should say most of them, including the BB&T Center for Leadership Development. You started that, which really was a big part of us getting into the university system. But I'll get to that in a minute. But talk first about. You also have been assistant to the chancellor over the years, and I know that you had a great relationship with Leo Jenkins. So
that was a splendid time.
Talk about
that. Well, Dr. Jenkins was such a prime mover, of course, in so many things about Eastern North Carolina, but going through the process of breaking into the university system was not easy task, and Dr. Jenkins obviously had a tough road to hoe there, because there was not a whole lot of interest in having any kind of change in the university structure. And so we broke the ice there, and that really changed the nature of higher education in North Carolina.
I often talk about Leo Jenkins. I was a student, of course, here when he was the chancellor, so I have fond memories of him. And I just remember his being so affable to the students and being so approachable. You'd see him down at the Croatan having coffee in the morning with the students. He'd come up into the stands and ruffle our hair in the football games and stuff like that. I mean, he was. But we think back on his accomplishments. Getting ECU into the university, so turning it into a university from a college, given university status, getting us into the University of North Carolina system, and then, of course, the medical school, which I want to talk about in a second. But the question I'm leading up to is, do we give Leo Jenkins too much credit? Because most of us who are ECU people, we look at him as kind of the guy that that changed this place into what it is today. Does he get too much credit for that?
No. You can't give Dr. Jenkins too much credit because you just have to experience it to know how solid that system was that we were trying to crack through. And his persistence in achieving that was just remarkable. He was just a remarkable individual, and what a pleasure it was to serve with him. And he really did take a lot of hits from the media and the establishment, and it bounced right off of Leo. He was just a remarkable chancellor, and it was a pleasure really for so many people to be able to observe that from Eastern North Carolina. It was just a journey that you can't even comprehend now, because we've got so many different aspects of life in Eastern North Carolina now than we did back then. But that was really a breakthrough era.
What do you remember about when East Carolina wanted to become a university?
Well, the resistance was so strong, Henry. It just didn't.
From the legislature?
Oh, yes, and the establishment, so to speak. It was just unheard of to really try to say, we're going to be on a level here with one of the oldest public universities in the country. And so all it amounted to was that we were coming up through the ranks of being a teacher training institution, and all of a sudden to say that we want to be up there with the elite in higher education. And that was a breakthrough moment when it occurred.
And most people thought when that conversation started, there's no way.
Oh, I'm sure.
But how did Leo get it done? What tell us how he actually went about making that happen? Because that might have been the watershed moment in this university's history, right?
No question about it.
Yeah.
And it just changed the nature of higher education in North Carolina. But he was a remarkable man in the sense that he really did take a lot of barbs from the press and the establishment, and it just bounced off of him. and he really saw this as a way to move really the economy and all aspects of North Carolina ahead. And I think that he probably is forgotten now because, people just are not around who were there when they went through this. And I've been fortunate to be able to have a perspective that not many people have had a chance to have, because I know what a journey that he was on. And he was absolutely splendid in the sense that he could take so many barbs and just let it float right off of him. And he'd come back the next day and he'd be ready to go again.
While we're talking about Leo, let's move ahead to the 70s when the medical school fight began. What do you remember about that?
Well, again, it was a breakthrough moment and a breakthrough era, because to say that all of a sudden, we're going to have a medical school, we were a teacher training institution, and all of a sudden you're saying we're going to have a medical school. Well, Ed Monroe and Bob Williams and John Howell and all of those people came to the fore there because they were the ones that were able to take the message out to the population, really, and to the legislature, and make a case for why we ought to have that status. So all of those players.
News and Observer came out against it. It seemed like the governor was against it at that time.
Well, Dr. Friday was opposed to it.
Bill
Dr. Friday was a big man.
Yeah, Bill Friday, who was president of the university
That's right.
system, opposed to it. How did it happen? How did Leo make that happen?
He just was a guy who would say, we are on the right track here, and we really ought to do this, not just for Eastern North Carolina. This ought to be done for North Carolina. And he became really, kind of a symbol of someone who was really able, and of course he went through this notion of saying, I might run for governor if you all don't do this, and all these kinds of things. And so he was always.
They didn't want that to happen.
That's right. And so he just was a man who was able to really take it on his shoulder and convince people that this was the right move.
Yeah, and man, look what happened as a result.
Yes,
I mean, this whole region has been transformed because of that. Let's talk about your career. You started the BB&T Center for Leadership Development at ECU. Talk about when that happened, because that really helped the university status fight, did it not?
Well, I think so. I think whenever you can say that you are in the business of not just educating individuals, but you are preparing them for a life of leadership, that turns the story around as to what the purpose of the programs that you're having at a place like a university. And so that had some legs to it. And I think that when the population saw that this was probably a good move for the whole system and the whole state, then it began to have people who would, at the grassroots level, would join the fight. And it was a fight because when you take the oldest university in the country and the establishment is already set for what they think higher education ought to be about, and then you have someone coming out of a teacher training institution saying, we all ought to be in this fight together, that was an interesting journey.
No doubt. And you've done a great job with that over the years, and it's turned into one of the best programs in the country for business development.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Dr. Jim Bearden, who has been at ECU for 57 years, ruminate a little bit. Talk about the changes and the things that are on your mind as your career comes to an end.
Well, I think that there are exciting years to come with